guys, welcome back to FedEx Gaming's Redstone Tutorials. Please leave a like on the video, I'd really appreciate it. Also, my channel grow now. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a button into a lever or a lever into a button. Now, a lot of my subscribers already know how to do this, but some people don't. And usually whenever I make a creation, I say where the input block is on my builds. And lately I've been making my input block red, so it's very easy to distinguish between the other blocks. So whenever I say in my build, oh, when you get done with this, you can make it into a T flip-flop or something like that if you don't want a lever. Some people don't know what to do after that. So I decided, you know what, I might as well make a video on how to turn a button into a lever or a lever into a button. So here we have my 3x3 spiral door. I recently just did this, so I decided to use this build right here. And here's where my input block is. It's a nice little red block down here. So I flip the lever down on this. As you see, the door opens or the door closes. And now this is where people get confused usually, because then they don't know what to do. They don't know how to turn this lever into a button or how to have a lever on both sides of the door. They just get confused with that. So now what we're going to do is delete this lever, and we're just going to put dust going to right here. So first I'm going to show you how to turn a lever into a, well, I'm going to show you how to do each one, and then I'll show you how to do the tutorial on them. So first I'm going to show how levers can be buttons. So I have two designs right here. Now I don't care if you know a smaller design. I'm not going over this like it's logic gates or anything like that. I'm just using some easy designs that I usually use for when I do my builds, like in Redstone Manor and stuff like that. This one's a little bit bigger. This one we could do now after TU14. Like I said, I don't care if you know a smaller one. I just don't care. So let's look at this one. This one's a little bit of an older design because, like I said, directions used to be a problem before TU14. So if we flip this lever, as you can see, the door opens. But what happens if we flip this lever over here? Oh, look, the door closes. So see, even though this lever is still activated, I can still use this one, no problem. Look, I can go back to this one. It opens it up. I can go back to this one. It closes it up. Very, very simple to do. Now let's just see what a button. Now let's say you want a button on both sides instead of a lever on both sides. Well, I click this button right here. Now this T flip-flop is a little bit of an older design. And yes, I'm pretty sure it's like the only T flip-flop though. It is a very old design, but it's very reliable. And this is what a lot of people usually use. So we click this button right here. As you can see, the door opens and stays open. And then if we click the button again, the door closes and stays closed. So if we have two separate buttons going to this one thing, see, I could put a blocks out from here, put some dust down up here, and as you can see, I can click the button up here and it will still work. So now I have two buttons going to this one contraption right here that can open and close the door. So now I can have a button on both sides of the door. And now this is a bit of a newer one right here, and actually it's not done. Here we go. We gotta go like this. I actually put it in wrong. There we go. Now this is the same one as over there by the lever. It's a monostable circuit. It's this one right here. Bloop. But we put a button on it. So if I click the button, as you can see, the door opens. I click the button again, the door closes. And of course I could bring it all the way over here or whatever. But of course I'm going to have it go into this dust right here. So I'm gonna have to go up a block, put a repeater going into this block with some dust right here. As you can see, I can put a button over here. It still opens it, and it still closes it. So now let's just show you guys how to build these very, very simple things. So we're gonna do the levers first. I'm gonna use the first design I did with the levers. So all you have to do is put two sticky pistons down like this. Put a block on top of both of them. I'm just gonna use two different colors just to separate them. Put two repeaters behind them. Put a block behind one of the repeaters, doesn't really matter, with dust on top of it, and a torch to the side activating one of these. One of the pistons will go up. Put two repeaters behind them with dust, and then dust like this, and that's it. So if I get out on an iron door, and put an iron door here, and put a block up here with our lever, if I flip it up, the iron door opens and closes. If I flip it down, the iron door opens and closes. Very easy to do, see? So now it's a button. It doesn't keep it open. It doesn't keep it closed. It is a button now. So now all we have to do is literally delete this. And if we put a sticky piston here with a block and delete that one, it's kind of like a T flip-flop now. So if I put the lever there, it puts the block over the torch and then pulls it away. It puts the block over it and puts it away. So if this is one lever on one side of your door and then you want another lever on the other side of the door, because right here where the torch is, this is where your dust is going to go into the input block. So remember, this is where the dust is going to go into your input block to activate whatever contraption you have here. I'm just going to put an iron door there real quick. So as you can see, the iron door opens, the iron door closes. And like I said, in all my builds, I usually tell you where the input block is. And usually anyone else's builds, they'll tell you where the input block is. So you won't get confused on that. So now let's say you want another lever on another spot. So let's show you how to build the other design now. That's a little bit bigger, but this is just in case maybe some people haven't gotten TU14 yet. So we're just gonna put a block down with dust on top of it, put a repeater coming out of it on 3 ticks delay, put a block above the repeater next to the dust with a torch coming out of it, and dust in front of the repeater. The dust will come on due to the torch. Put a block up from it with a torch coming out of that. And then we're gonna build the same thing again 1 block away. So just do the same contraption again. So dust, torch, repeater on 3, dust in front of it with another torch. And now we're gonna come to the backhand side and we're gonna come up a block and over. Well, actually we can go down a block and over like this. That's fine. And it doesn't really matter. You can do either side, either or, and then put dust up like that with a torch going into this one. As you see, this torch is off and this torch is on. Put a block on top of it, and this is where our lever will be. And then we could just put our dust connecting to both torches going into this sticky piston. So now if I click it, the door opens and the door closes. So that's if you want a lever on both sides of your contraption. So now let's do buttons on both sides. Now the easiest one is the T flip-flop. I've shown how to do this. This was actually in my first redstone tutorial where I called it a block switcher or whatever. I didn't know the name of it because that's when I used to just do redstone. I loved redstone and I didn't even know what half this stuff was called. So it's very easy. You don't need a sticky piston. You can actually use a regular piston for this, but I don't feel like digging around for it. So we're gonna put a piston or sticky piston. We're gonna dig down a block, put a torch, put a block on top of it, and then we're gonna come over a block and put another piston facing this way. Put 2 blocks on top of it kind of looks like an R or it can look like a backwards R. Either way, it's gonna look like an R or a backwards R. Then we're gonna put a torch above both pistons with dust on top of them. And then a button goes to any part of this dust right here. So if you want to bring it out and put your button on it, that's fine. If you want to put your button right here, that's fine. But where your torch is now, where you see your torch, take dust out and go to the line where your input block is. So now if I click the button, the door opens. If I click the button over here, the door closes. And there's actually a faster method for this one too. So if you want to make this thing go a little bit faster, all you have to do is delete that, put a block here, torch here, block on top of the torch, and then put your input into the block that has the torch on it, and that will go much faster. So you ready? Watch how fast it goes. Boop, opens. Boop, closes. That's so much faster. That's if you want to go faster. So now this is your new input block for this, and like I said, you can bring it wherever you want. So if, like, say I want to go all the way over yonder to nowhere land over here and put our input there, click the button, opens the door, click the button, closes the door. Very, very easy. So now you can have it set up to multiple areas if you want. See if I bring it over here and put a button, door opens, door closes. If I bring it here, like I said, it doesn't matter where you go with it. You can put as many buttons you want going to one contraption. It will open it and it will close it no matter what. So now let's show the other one, which I think is a little bit smaller. And this is the one I like to use in my builds, because once you get good at building redstone, you can actually compact this into the build itself, and then it'll keep everything nice and easy and compact. So what I like to do is just delete down 1 block, put a sticky piston with a block on top of it, repeater behind it, repeater out of it, and then we just put a sticky piston coming out of the repeater like that with a block in front of it, delete down 1 block, put a torch, and then put dust coming out where that torch is like that, and then that's it. Then put a block back here with dust on top of it, or block up, it doesn't really matter. This is your input block right here. Click the button, it opens it. Click the button, it closes it. And like I said, with every other single one, all you could do, just bring it from here, put a look, I can even go all the way over here, delete this one, and click the button, and it opens it and it closes it. I could bring it over here, put a block here, button opens it, closes it. So there you guys go. That's how you turn a lever into a button and a button into a lever. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to stay tuned with my newest videos. And like I said, I don't care if they're too big. I'm just showing people because some people just don't know how to do this. All right, guys. Peace.